Hey Soloists, Agent Solo, Matt Rice here, running through another game playthrough, and I'm chosen to play Hexplore It. I was watching Adam Smith from Rolling Solo go through the new Merza Noctis Volume 4 of this, and I'm all the way back at Volume 1 still, and I should play this more, and I thought to myself, look, I might grab this out and see how I go with it again. I really did enjoy this sandbox feeling quest game, and I like these adventure games. It's 1 to 7 players, and I found that playing with one hero is very difficult in this game. Playing with 2 is probably the sweet spot with one person, maybe even 3 if your brain can handle that. But it's one of those games where if you play with more players, it gets a bit easier, but there is ways to modify the game difficulty. So I found it quite hard, but look, I've come back to it. I think I've missed it once I watched the playthrough that Adam did for Merza Noctis. It's got me excited to probably get back into the system again, and look, I'm going to crack out the old one. This is the old KS version, the original from a few years ago, and let's start with it. So I'm going to choose a couple of roles to start with, and I might somewhat randomly choose them, and I'm going to randomly choose some races to go with that. Alrighty, chosen 2 roles here, somewhat not quite random. I think the Brute was random to start with, and I tried to pick one that maybe goes with it. So my Brute up here is going to be health. So far it's going to be 8, but it gets modified by a race in a moment. He has 4 energy. Energy is used for a couple of these masteries down here. This is his attack. So far it's 3. Defense, so far 2. And then these start at rank 1 are special abilities that they have. And we'll go probably more in details about those abilities once we start playing the game. His skills are pretty low, 1, 1, and 2 to start with before we choose a race. But basically the Brute gets to have multiple attacks. And then improves the favoured opponents, which we'll go into later as well. The other one I've chosen is the Nomad. He's an assist. Nomad has range assault and back away as their attack 2 and 2. 2 for exploit weakness, 1 for first aid. He can first aid someone else. He can also boost someone else's attack by strengthening, which is like a permanent increase. Health of 5, which is quite low. Energy 5 is not bad. So, got to be careful that he doesn't die in a 2-player game. So, that's our 2 roles. Let's choose their races for each. So, we've got a big, thick deck here of plenty of races here. Look, I'm going to get some random ones out. Just put them random. I haven't played this game in a while. I don't mind if it's a bit of a mini fail, but I just want to play this game. I haven't played it in a long time. So first one's going to be the Nomad's race. And he is, or she is, a lizard man. So I guess he or she. So my Nomad's going to be a lizardman nomad. Lizard man or lizardman? Lizardman's probably like his last name, I guess. And race for the Brute. Let's reshuffle again. Let's choose that one that's not going in. He is a fallen 1. Ooh, exclusive. Whoa. I guess that makes it kind of easy. Maybe. I wouldn't mind that because I haven't played this game in a while. So, food rating of 0 as well, which is fantastic. Doesn't eat undead. There's also a couple of abilities here. Fallen ones have thrown off his influence, blah, blah, blah. The fallen one uses health to power their masteries instead of energy. It dies only when their energy reaches 0. Oh, so it switches it around. Uses their health to power their masteries, so it's like I've got switched around. So he's got 8 to use for the masteries and 4 for health, which is needs to be improved. Alrighty, and Lisbon's special ability. So they can stealthy. Once per combat for 2 energy, they may hide to negate any damage they would otherwise suffer. They may use an item on themselves or an ally. They may hide to negate. Oh, that's pretty cool. Actually, that's pretty good for Nomad. Since he had low health, but Brute is also pretty low health now that it's switched around. Awesome! So the next step, guys, is to fill in all the stats based on the race that we've chosen, plus the automatic stats that are on the board. Also get to choose a name for these guys, so I'll try and come up with something there. and write down the favoured opponent from their race. So I'll fill that in. Trying to avoid this light here. I might have to continue this maybe in the day. Hello Soloists, Agent Solo here. I've set up the board for Hexplore It a couple of months after I've started originally filming, but hey, what the hell. I've got time now, I'm going to play this game. I've been keen to play this for a long time now. I haven't played this for probably at least 2 years. So keen to show this off. I really did enjoy it. It does take a while to play, but there are ways to make this game quicker. And plus, I'm quite slow, I guess, with playing these games. So if you're a bit quicker through them, you get used to playing them. It doesn't take too long at all, but for me, it does take up to maybe 3-4 hours. Usually the last couple of times I've played, and that's even sometimes when I'm getting to the Dead King. Alrighty, I've set this up a bit differently. I haven't gone with the basic setup. I've gone and checked out Accolon's Guide to the Valley, and I've decided to set it up like this one down here. So I've got C tile, D tile, A tile, B tile, and a few other spare tiles in the middle. You can notice here. So that means, I guess the C's are somewhat slightly more spread out. There's a few gaps in here. You can see these tablecloth patterns. I just pretend that's the edge of the world, and you fall off and you go into a different portal. Fits the fantasy theme, why not? Maybe that's where the Dead King came from last night's dodgy stains on my tablecloth. So it's set up this way. I've drawn out some quest cards. So I've placed a quest on A. So A was over here, and that would be that corresponding to that quest here. Okay. There's a couple other quests that didn't come out. Like there's 2 that were meant to be on M. M is not drawn out yet. You only start with A, B, C, and D. If you go to the edge of the map, you could draw out some more tiles. And basically, I should say what the aim of this game is. You're an adventurer. This is the adventurer miniature. I'm about to roll soon to see where I start. I've got 2 characters, the Nomad and the Brute, which I'll go through in a moment, how they've gone with their stats. And we walk around, complete quests, do some circumstances, defeat some bosses, and get to the stage where we have to defeat the Dead King. If we defeat the Dead King, we win the game. If the Dead King, his aim, however, is he starts on a certain city, very soon he'll pop out. Not necessarily at the start of the game, you can make it that way. I mean, this game is very sandboxy. I think there's some rules here that can be taken a few different ways, and which I kind of like. You can set the map whatever you want. You could say that you can't go any further left. You could say that there's meant to be holes in here that you can't fill in, or a hole there you can't fill in. Whatever. You could. I like that idea that it's not really strict rules, but you know, some people need the strict rules. I mean, I do sometimes, but I think this is enough flexibility that you can make your own games that will be totally different. This guy, he will run around and destroy every city. If he destroys every city before he is dead, that's the end of the game. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Right, sorry. He'll destroy every city. If that's the case, he'll then come after the heroes and defeat the heroes. If both heroes are defeated, in my case, I've got 2, then he will win. I've got a stone from defeating all these cities. There is ways to resurrect cities, things like that. I might zoom on the map soon just to show you what certain tiles mean shortly. But he starts off the map. I think the next thing I'll show is how my characters turned out. So I've got the Brute. I've called him Bruce the Brute. A bit of alliteration, love it. He starts off with 24 gold, so is the other hero in a moment. I'll show you. 9 and 9 up here. So 9 health, 9 energy. Now for him, because he's a fallen one, so he's got a race ability and a roll. His race ability means that, if you read down here, one servant of the Dead King, fallen ones have thrown off his influence and are now cursed forever in undeath. The fallen one uses health to power their masteries instead of energy, and dies only when their energy reaches 0. So it's kind of flipped. So my health powers my energy abilities, which I'll explain in a moment, and the energy is essentially my health. So most enemies will probably attack my health, meaning I won't be able to use my energies as much, which is not a big deal for a Brute. I guess that's probably not a bad thing. But if they attack my energy, if it goes to 0, I'm dead. Righty. My favourite opponent is undead, so I roll an extra die against them to determine extra damage, or energy if I want to make energy damage. Down here, I've got some extra stats. I've got 4 rank on my attack, so I do 4 damage at this stage. I can defend for 3. The aggressive stance. So This mastery deals health damage equal to aggressive stance rank plus brutal assault rank. So that's 4 plus 2, which gives me 6. This damage is difficult to defend against. If your opponent defends, roll a 10-sided die. Yes, there's 10-sided dice in this game. If the result is less than or equal to your aggressive stance, so if we roll a 10-sided die and get less than 4 or equal to 4, this attack deals piercing damage. Piercing means they can't defend it. At rank 7, the damage is always considered piercing, so they can't defend it whatsoever. Additionally, the brute treats each opponent as a favoured opponent while using an aggressive stance, so that's pretty cool. That's kind of cool. Both of these are pretty cool. I'm not sure which one to really stick with. I'm thinking Relentless Strike I might build up. Because at the moment it doesn't do anything, because Relentless Strike, this mastery allows the brute to use Brutal Assault, so the 4 up here, to a number of times this round equal to 1/3 Relentless Strike. Well, rounding in this game for combat, you round down. So 1/3 of 2 is, what's that, 0.66, 66. So I've got to round down. That means I don't do any strikes at the moment. But if I keep boost this up, I can start getting to the stage where maybe I can do 2 strikes at once. Not a big deal. Each extra Brutal Assault made costs 1 energy. That's okay. So if I get to a stage where I can do 2 attacks or 3 attacks, that's going to cost me 2 energy or 3 energy, respectively. These strikes are counted as separate attacks for the purpose of defending against them. So when they defend, each attack gets defended. These attacks gain the piercing quality equal to half guard rank. So my guard is 3, again, half of that's 1.5, round down's 1. Righty, I've got 1 on my navigation, 1 on my explore, 3 in survival, which is not great. Doesn't need to eat any food, which is fantastic though. Can't lose food. So it's all about giving food to the nomad at this stage. Cool, that is the brute. My other character, Nomad, Lizzie the Lizard Man. So Elizabeth, Lizard Man as you see here. I'll go through here. So health is 5, probably a bit low. I might try and boost that up very soon. Energy 6, that's quite good to start with. Attack is only 2. Defense is 4, so a bit more of a defending type character, which is good. I've got an attacking type character and more of a helper type character. 2 and 3, respectively, on the 2 masteries. Exploit weakness. The Nomad chooses an ally's attack, so the ally would be the brute, that damages an opponent's health this round. Boost that attack, so temporarily raise it, by exploit weakness rank plus half of ranged assault. Exploit weakness 2 plus half of this is 1, so it's 2 plus 1 is 3. So it's boosted by another 3. This increases the damage. It is not considered another attack, so it's just the same attack. At rank 5, choose an ally. Okay, so it's up to 5, you choose another ally, or choose the ally. Once you've selected your chosen ally, which has to be Bruce, you cannot select another. When you use this power to boost your chosen ally's attack, the increase they receive is strengthened by 1. Strengthened means it's a permanent increase to their attack. So I'm aiming to use this exploit weakness as best as I can. This damage grows throughout the game, The other one is First Aid. The Nomad uses his knowledge of medicine to heal one ally by First Aid rank plus back away rank health. Okay, so that's going to be 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. That's pretty good, 7 health. This mastery may be used outside of combat. Yep. At rank 4, the Nomad may also use back away or range assault this round. So they could do First Aid and also during combat defend or shoot. At rank 7, the Nomad may split this healing between any of his allies, but each target healed costs 1 energy. Well, that doesn't matter for me. I've only got 1 of the ally. The Nomad may not use First Aid on himself. Or herself, in this case. 24 gold. Food rating of 2. You start with 2 times your food. So it's got 4, so 2 days worth of food. Down here, 3 for navigate, 2 for explore, fix up in a moment, and 3 for survival. And that's the characters. Just quickly to the Lizard Man, their special ability. Lizard Men are pathetic and stealthy. Once per combat for 2 energy, they may hide to negate any damage they would otherwise suffer. So don't receive any damage, which is fantastic. Cost 2 energy though, but that's pretty cool. Only can do it once. And also may use an item on themselves or an ally during the same time. I assume that's on top of doing an ability. Just says once per combat for 2 energy. So I can still do something here. That is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. I think I might zoom in a bit in a moment to show you what certain things on the map mean. First of all, if I didn't go through them all before, I think I did, but I've got quest on A in top left, which is over here. There's 2 M1s which aren't out yet. There's a D, navigate 1 needed. My D tile is in the left. So that should be, actually I haven't put that one out. D tile's up here, sorry, that's that one. Yep. and explore on the A tile as well. The A tile, that would be that one down there. Circumstances that are out, these are the things that roll, and I might go through them maybe when we get to the circumstance phase. You basically roll a die 1 through to 6. 5 are available to see. If you roll a 6, you have to draw one blindly. You don't know what's going to happen. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. For example, if I roll a 2 on a circumstance die, I'll become poisoned, which is not good. Other things are, there's things like enemies that can face. There's other things like treasure and events. Okay, so I might go through them when we get closer. Let's zoom in on the map before I roll where we're going to start. Okay, these are quest spots. These are cities that we can start at, that we've got to defend against from the Dead King. These are boss areas. There's going to be 10 in the whole game. There's some that you can't see yet, some that you have to discover. But bosses help us build up our character even more. When we defeat characters and bosses, we get gold, we get better level ups, things like that. So when we complete quests, we go to a city to turn them in to gain more like loot, I guess, in a way, gold. And I mean, gold's instant, but like to turn into quests to get extra power-up cards. Power-up cards will help us gain better rank on our abilities. There's other things on here, like there's some water spots. We can't walk over water. If you follow roads and rivers, we can move better, what's called cautiously, which I'm about to do on my first turn. But anyway, let's launch into seeing how we go. I might leave it on this sort of zoomed in level here, and we see how we go. Alrighty, let's roll to see our starting city. 3, and actually I should be using this, shouldn't I? And it's a 1. We're starting on 1. So grab our little rangery wizardy dude. We're going to start on 1, which is right over here. I assume, just as we're about to start, I think after we purchase things in our city, I think what will happen is we'll start drawing out tiles here, because we're right on the edge there. And we could even be drawing out 2 tiles here, which would be fantastic. Alright, City 1, we've gone to Farnhill, City of Silver. Led by the Council of the Wind, this elven home is the gateway to the Forest of Adramon. Ooh, and that's a sequel game, which I think I did purchase, but since I didn't get enough of, I didn't play enough of this game at the time, I gave it to a friend of mine, but I believe that's a pretty good game too. It adds a bit more to this, and I'm actually kickstartering the 4th one, Mirza Noctis one, that I'll be keen to play that. They're deeply troubled by the growing undead plague. Ooh. You may purchase camping gear for 2 gold here. Okay. So camping gear. So camping gear is normally 4, but we can get it for 2 at this place. Heals 1 health and 1 energy before the movement phase of each game turn. This item only affects 1 hero. Maybe purchase once per hero. So we may as well get it for both. Yeah. I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's get that. Camping gear. Camping gear is pretty good. So that's going to cost me 2 gold each. So what I'm going to do here is rub this out and say that I'm going to get camping gear. Other things we could get from here. Some rations, which I might get for Liz. Each ration purchased equals 2 units of food. 4 food can be sold back for 1 gold. So let's get her 2 rations. So basically for her, just spend on 2 gold to get 4 more food. I think that'll be good. What else? Potion. There's an asterisk on the potion. This item I'll be used in combat. Oh, yeah. I might just get 1 for Liz since she can't heal herself. So I might just get 1 for Liz. That cost me 1. So potion costs 1 more. I've heard that these luck stones use the stone to reroll any 1 die outside of combat. So I could reroll some things like skill tests and stuff like that, or discard and redrop 3 open circumstances or quests. Only 1 may be used per hero per turn. per hero per turn. Let's just get one each to start with. I think maybe a couple would be good though, but I'll get one each. So 2 gold each. Alrighty. 17 health left. So I'm a bit worried here because her skills aren't bad. But the brutes is horrible. But I'm thinking I might make the brute, I don't know. Survival's not really needed. I might update the brute stats, his abilities, and then Elizabeth might just update her skills and maybe 1 to health. So I'm thinking I could get this to 5, get that to 4. So it's that 14 gold. I've got 3 left. 2 to update that, I guess. I got 1 spare gold. I can get a second potion, I guess, for a gold. Why not? That's what I might do. So Elizabeth now has 5 navigate, and you cross these out up here, so you can't do more than, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 upgrades on here to pay for it. But you can get upgrades through power-ups that are separate. 2 more upgrades, this one to make it 4, 1 upgrade up here to health to make it 6, and just put another potion for 1 gold. Bruce has got 20 gold left, and I wouldn't mind, making some of his stuff a bit better. Relentless Strike is useless. I could do 1 Relentless Strike, I guess. And maybe just Brutal Assault, just pump that. Just keep pumping Brutal Assault, or I don't know, maybe update one of these a bit better. So 20, I could do 1 to here. Alrighty, Bruce for him. I've kept 2 gold left, and what I've ended up doing is just upgrade his Navigate by 1. Got this Relentless Strike to 5, couldn't quite get to 6, because 6 would mean then that would be 2 strikes. So that's what I'm going to work on very soon. I didn't do anything to Brutal Assault in the end. Still kept the same vitals. Alrighty. And so we're ready for our first turn. So I might zoom in where we are here. Just a little bit better on that region there, and we'll go to our first turn here. I might just do 1 turn before I end this video. And see how we go here. Alright, first thing we do here, we're on the edge of the map, so we can reveal some new tiles. This is face down, but just to, so we can put 1 there. No, we can't get 2. So maybe I'll go 1 there. Oh no, you could get 2. And 1 can go there. Does it fit? Maybe not. No, you can't get, that's interesting. So you can't get 2 there. I think we can fit a tile in like this. I'm just going to do a bit of a randomizer on my calculator here, because the backs of all these tiles are all different. You can get to know which ones are which. I'm just going to do a randomizer. I get to place this any way up I want. It's pretty symmetrical. Probably just go like that. Just going to go there. I think you can fit another one next to that if you do that. Yeah. But I can't reveal that one yet. Okay, so we found the 9th boss. So it says right there, no rivers or anything. I assume I'm allowed to reveal like a tiny piece here if I wanted to. The only tiny pieces I've got are things like this. Which I could, I guess, but then you can't put another tile here. Alrighty, so I've got the tile there. It doesn't really help me much. There's no shrine there or anything. Shrines and ruins are other things that we can go visit to get blessings and special abilities. Doesn't really help much. Alrighty, let's go. So, with movement, let's just do 1 full turn here before we call this one quits. With movement, you can stay still, camp. You can move cautiously. So you can move 1 hex or just follow the normal rate, which is 4, as far as you can along rivers and or roads. And you only have to roll the Explore and Survival dice, so you can't wander. Because what happens is if you move normally, you could wander if you don't succeed in your skill roll. Succeeding in your skill roll is getting the same or less. So for example, with Bruce, on his Navigate, I have to get a 2 or less on a 10-sided die to see if he wanders or not. If he doesn't, he will wander based on this little geographic thing here, which I'll explain to you if we end up having that problem. You can move recklessly. The group moves 2 hexes further than normal, but doing so is taxing The force marches along in time. Each hero loses 2 energy. Roll, navigate, and choose to either roll, either explore or survival. Half the group must succeed on the navigate check in order to avoid wandering. You get a bonus with not having to roll all 3 there. That's interesting. We then have to do that. Once you move, you draw a circumstance. If you move cautiously, you don't need to draw one. I'm thinking for our first turn, we'll move cautiously because I can reveal another tile just here. I'm going to go 2 along the road, reveal another tile. Now there's only 9. Reveal another. First tile, which is this one, E. Okay, and there's no road. I can orientate this any way I want to. I might orient it maybe more like that. Yeah. Okay. These aren't mountainous areas. That's a mountainous area. The real darker grey ones. I need climbing gear to get into those areas. There's a shrine. Number 1 shrine. Now at these shrines, each one has a specific ability. So this one here gives you the Holy Endurance, lets you revive a hero. That's pretty handy actually. And that could be something to get. But there's no real point for me going there just yet because I don't have any other money to really spend. I also buy certain things from here, like teleportation, which is pretty handy. I might come back to it. Talisman lets you free a city if it's been taken over by a dead king. So it's handy to know. I might not go there just yet though. I've got remaining movement. I could move recklessly, but I'm a bit worried what I could get. Yeah. Because moving cautiously means I can get rid of the circumstance if I wish to during the circumstance phase. I do want to get to this one though. Now I've already made the call. I'm going to move cautiously. I'm staying there. Though I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. Oh. Alright, let's move normally. That's my 4th move. I could move recklessly, I guess. Let's get even closer, then I could do cautiously. I might move recklessly, why not? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because as soon as you get the edge here, you explore the new tile. I'm 1 away from that quest or a city. And now I have to roll, since I did recklessly, it's interesting I did that first. Circumstance I get could be horrible here. I could use a luck stone to try and get rid of some bad stuff out of there. But anyway. Moving recklessly. Group moves 2 axes further north, so that's 6, yep. But doing so is taxing the force, marches along in time until each hero loses 2 energy. Roll, navigate, and choose to either roll either explore or survival. Half the group must succeed in navigate in order to avoid wandering. Okay. It doesn't say anything about if it's reckless, if you... It's just funny that you don't have to roll all 3. Yeah. Right, so we moved recklessly. We now have to roll the... No, sorry, we now lose 2 energy each, which for the brute is his health. Sorry, he loses energy, but it's equivalent to losing 2 health. So he's down to 7. Nomad. We're down to 4. Before I do my roll, I might use a luck stone. Because luck stone can be used to redraw some circumstances, because I'm not going to draw some out here in a moment. So let's use that luck stone. I'm going to get rid of... There's 5 circumstances up here. I'm going to get rid of the annoying commoner. I'm going to get rid of poison, because I don't want that. And I might get rid of Storm Wolves as well. Level 3, but maybe a bit hard. I draw 3 new ones. Ooh, well, okay, great. Marauders, so level 5 bad guys. Injured, okay, so this isn't much better at all. This one better. Fallen Townsfolk, at least that's just a level 1. Okay, so 2 and 3 are bad now instead of 1, 2, and 3. Anyway, use that Lockstone. I don't think I'd do it again. I don't know. I could use it again, but no, what the hell? I might need to use it for successes and stuff at the moment. Alrighty. We now roll our skill dice. So I'm going to choose. So for the brute, you have to roll navigate. I'm going to roll the explore as well, I guess. He doesn't eat anyway. Let's go 3 and 9. So on his stats, he needs to get a 2 on the green, so that's a fail. He needs to get a 1 on the gold, so that's a fail as well. For the nomad, going to do the same thing. Don't have to roll for survival, so we don't have to eat, which is very strange. Let's do it. 6 and 7 is horrible. So that's a fail on both. That means we must wander and we don't find any gold, which is a shame. I was hoping to find some gold. All right, wandering. So we roll a die and we go in a certain direction, 1 space. That space there, assume if I roll that, I don't go anywhere. That's what I'm going to play it as. It's a 4. 4 is down to the left here, so we go down 1 there, which is not great. Okay, I was hoping to either be the city or the event. All good. Alrighty. The next phase, we did our skills. No one rolled any triple hexes, wasn't possible. So we go to circumstance. So the way a circumstance works, we roll a die. And we could use Lockstone to affect this too, I guess. So roll a die. It is hex, so that means we draw blindly. Ooh, that could be dangerous. So I draw blindly. I don't know what's going to be. Arimi's ring. You found a precious ring bearing the mark of Magistrate Arimi. You may turn in this card to Restwind Dale. Where the hell is Restwind Dale? I guess it's one of the cities. That's perfect. Restwind Dale is the hex tile, which is right near me. So that's maybe where I'll be heading soon. You may turn this into Restwind Dale for a bounty of 4 gold per hero, or you may keep the magical ring. If you do keep the ring, the group may use it once before a single combat round. Roll a 6-sided die and add the result to the rank of each hero's action. Wow. This die may explode. The ring loses its magic after this use. Okay, so it's a one-time thing though. Ooh. Ooh. Or 4 gold each. Maybe that's what I'd rather do. That's good. So the group's got this Arimi's ring. And you have to draw and replace. That's our circumstance. The event, now if we were in a city, shrine, boss, ruin, or quest, which we're not, we would deal with that. I was hoping to get in the quest or the city. Nothing happens there. Now the Dead King. What the Dead King does now is he rolls a die. If you roll the hex, he appears. If you don't, the next turn you roll a 5 or a hex, then he appears. And it goes on and all of that. So next turn for that, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So roll. It's probably hex, is it? Nope, 3. He does not appear this round yet. So we're safe for another round. Okay, and that's the end of the first round. Alright, thanks all. So that's just one round. I'm sure you're keen to see more. I'm just keen to keep going with this. But I'll stop it there. Talked a lot to try and set this one up and get it going. But join me next time, guys. Get through quicker. And hopefully we can build our guys up to defeat the Dead King. Blah, blah.